All right, so I was watching this video about the Tesla robot, and AI is almighty intelligence. If consciousness is always evolving, right? It's energy, it's information. So these computer programs, um, I don't even want to say program. I'm going to say a system because in California in jail we programmed, and you see how it is like all these things are coming to light to connect the dots, and there's no such thing as free will. It was always divine will. So I'm all for merging these things together, like co-pilot, like different things that people are afraid of. These are tools that make life easier so that people can do what they love, whether it's gaming, whether it's, you know, um, all these other things. But what got me is that they said on this video, I shared it, but they said that there was one robot in a group of people. They were like drunk party goers, influencers, random people were just hanging around these robots to see them and interact with them. And again I say because these are spontaneous is the word that was used, but ultimately if you go there and you know the robot's there, it's not necessarily spontaneous. You want to interact with it. Of course, if you're drinking, people drink all the time and they don't deal with robots. They deal with babies or they deal with animals or whatever the case is. So whatever. But it's about merging like people who have such enlightened minds that are more on the logical side, and they don't allow their intuitive side to ever be spoken of. You can't have one without the other. You don't have one left brain without the right brain. You don't, like, that's why these robots have hands, because everything goes together. And so it just, to be fair, okay, one lady's purse got stuck to the hand of the robot, and so he tipped over. Okay, so I don't know even if you were a man and you have a bag or whatever the case is, or even just like haven't you ever been walking and then the door gets caught on your clothes? Anything, it can happen. It pulls you, and that's happened. That happens like literally once a day, and I'm not drunk. So the fact is that the connotation of this particular video is making it seem like random humans, whatever. Like, I get it, trust me, like sometimes trust me, I get it. But the real key here is this: it costs a lot of money, but it's energy that's being put forth into developing these things, into engineering these incredible things. And that is what is the real key there. If you damage this robot, regardless, like, the consciousness is still there. The physical material thing, yeah, the robot itself might be damaged, but you can't ever delete the consciousness of it being there. The people there are seeing it. It doesn't. We keep playing this video. It doesn't even matter about that one incident where the lady's purse got there and he fell over. So that should not even be considered as an occupational hazard, like as to the mishandling of laymen with these robots or whatever the case is, not having these parties. Or if they're there, they're not there for novelty. If they're going to surpass the consciousness of the human, it's obviously because for a reason. These are attuned to the almighty intelligence more than just flipping burgers and whatever. They're here to enhance the quality of all life. So that is why laymen, or whatever you want to call them, regular people, drunk people, kids. I didn't see any kids there, but I guarantee you, like that's who they need to have these. These are not just stunt dummies. These are not just like crash. Uh, I can't even think crash dummies. uh, you know, these are supposed to be what can drive us to a place without even having to think. We do that all the time. When you're driving, it's like you're in a hypnotic state. From 0 to 7, you're in a hypnotic state. If you're doing the dishes and you space out, you're in a hypnotic state. Okay, so so it's not, that's why that's why people are saying that these are going to take over the human race, or they're, things like that, and causing fear. But you can't take over a race unless the race disempowers themselves by being asleep 24/7, sleepwalking, and not understanding. It's about living in harmony with all life in our natural state, being creative. Like, I would love a robot to, love on, because I still would. Not in a, freaky way, but either way it goes. Like your car, like, that's a robot. It's a tool, but it's not necessarily a tool when you have no other way of getting somewhere in below zero weather. If you don't have a vehicle, you're stuck. Okay, just ask Angel. But these are all tools that are so helpful. So, like, instead of making it seem like unattainable for some people, and then at the same token, like, they're taking over, we got to be afraid of them, it's an insecurity of humans. Humans are so terrible that we have to have robots. No, these are conscious evolutions that are happening each time these particular each time these progressive enhancements come, because at first there was so many fingers. At first there was no fingers. I know, that was just now I'm looking at my fingers. But what it really is the brain. Okay, it's not the fingers. The fingers are what you can move and do different things. But in a human, your feet and your palms are some of the biggest energy centers you have, okay? To keep things in motion. You're always outputting energy and intaking energy. And that's what people don't understand. Okay, when your feet hit the pavement, you're giving out energy. You're signaling things to the universe beyond just Earth, okay? So it's so much deeper than that. But if we're being honest, it's about the merger of, so much different things. It's new, but it's nothing to fear. And so it's not fair to make it seem like, it's because they're drunk, they're just this way. No, it's because they don't understand how much time and effort and things have been going on behind the scenes. And if you don't give a fuck about your own kids or whatever, like, why are you going to give a fuck about some of these robot babies, okay? So, like, yeah, you'll treat them like cheap novelties. Like, kids are meant to be seen, not heard. Whoever's bright idea that was. But these, like, I don't know. I just think it's crazy to say, like, who thinks to bring an engineer would never bring a purse around a robot? Like, no, they understand all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it, so that's why they treated it as if. So maybe you should just tell people in layman's terms, look here, this is why we act this way. Instead of trying to make it fearful to other people. And then you see how it's programming every interaction. Like, if somebody's different or something, people are getting into it when they're trying to exercise or do different things like that. And it's because there's a an energy field inside each individual, but then there's one that's a collective energy field that all these swirling energies are being picked up on, and then the sensitive people are being pulled in each direction, even when they just want to work out or do what they love or in peace, you know. And that's why I'm recording this, because it's not necessarily the words. I'm harnessing the energy. That's what I'm doing, okay? And I'm sending it out so it can be clear and concise.